to get into all of the things. Welcome to the show that is so bad it might be good. On the docket today, there are so many things going on. OpenSea has paused. They are changing direction. There was a huge $3 million NFT sale. It was the largest sale in about the last 3 years. ETH, it broke $2,700. We're going to see where it's at today. The market is red, let me tell you. Fort Knox gold reserve. It's a complete fake. Polymarket absolutely loves this idea. Jack Dorsey, rumors are flaring again that he is Satoshi. We're going to deep dive on that. Trump airdrop, did you qualify? JPMorgan revisits the last century. Meteora, okay, this is just a crazy story. The Meteora co-founder resigns. I watched the video late last night. I went through it again today. I have a couple select clips we are going to play that are really interesting and telling. We have KernelDAO. Their protocol just hits about 2 billion in TVL. And there is a new wallet on Ethereum for NFT nerds. It does some interesting stuff, and we are going to get into it. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Tuesday. It is the 18th of February. Welcome to the Daily Quest. And before we get into the news that caught my... before I get into the news, let's look at this just for a minute. What is happening? We are in a sea of red. Bitcoin, 95,000. Just everything is down. We are looking at Solana's down quite a bit. So everybody's talking about shorting Solana and the movement on that. We are going to just think about that stuff. I have some guests coming up on the show, not today, but in the next couple of days. And we are going to get some breakdowns on how they are playing this. When are they trying to catch this falling knife? But it's rough today. It makes me wonder. I don't know. I'm not even going to speculate at this point. Bitcoin is trading at $95,475. Ethereum trading at $2,676. XRP $2.54. BNB $6.50. That is a huge number for BNB for it to stay at that number. Solana all the way down to 166. It is down 7.9% on the 24 hours. Crypto Green and Fear Index is coming in at a 47. Yesterday was a 51. I commented that it will probably continue to go down in the short term unless we have some kind of magical white swan event. I don't know what it would be at this moment, but that's why they're magical, because they tend to come out of nowhere and they set the crypto market absolutely on fire. And the only reason I'm bringing this up is because just having watched many, many cycles for many different things, when the despair sets in, that's usually when some flare of magic tends to come in and just spark things in a good direction. Bitcoin dominance, it is 60.42%. It is up a bit. Ethereum dominance has fallen, trading at 10.29% of the overall market. Top meme coins by market capitalization. Let's click on the 1 hour. You know, let's see what's fallen on the 1 hour as well. Stool Presidente, Ski Mask Dog, CZ's Dog, GigaChad. Listen, okay, GigaChad, this has really suffered. GigaChad right now, it is down 8% on the hour, 21% on the 24 hours. The 7-day chart isn't looking any better. GigaChad, I think that is one of Murad's favorite picks. It is interesting to see that just tumbled. Do you think it gets life again? Will there be a second go-around for this? Now, this is also interesting. So the Libra token is up 7.97% in the last hour. If you are gambling, which a lot of you are in this space if you're trading heavily, what is the play on this Libra? Now, if they can, we're going to get into some of the shenanigans that went on, but from a Malay standpoint, he has currently distanced himself. If he can prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that he had nothing to do with the shenanigans, which it doesn't look like he does, could he save face on this coin and also save face on his political career? is there a way to reconcile this coin and put it back on the good foot? Are we seeing that price action now? It's an interesting thought, and that's what this space is about, right? Trying to figure out what is the next black swan event. This Libra token, could it resurrect? Could it be the phoenix that resurrects, and all of a sudden the bad players are removed? And we're going to get into that, just like when Sam Bankman-Fried was removed from the ecosystem. Yes, it suffered for a moment, but it recovered. Remove the bad actors, it will continue to thrive. This is going to be an interesting story. So it is fun to watch. It's fun to watch just shit unravel. And man, the video that we're going to get into is great because there are a couple select moments that I think are super funny and interesting. Today, DEX volume doing about $10.42 billion in the last 24 hours. I think we are going to see that tighten up in the next couple of days. It's just going to shorten up. Not on Pump.Fun. They've already launched 27,820 tokens in the last 24 hours. If you guys are going to Vegas and you decide to go inside the conference hall, use Beat to get 10% discount. That is coming up. And Anatoly is going to be speaking there. And I have some shenanigans planned for that. So hopefully that will pan out. But some of those plans may have just changed because there's so much shit happening. Holy moly. Excuse me. Next up, let's talk about this. So OpenSea, they have decided to listen to part of the community. There are still people that are unhappy with where they are headed, but they have decided to retrace and pull back their statements on how they wanted to move forward with their farming shenanigans that they are throwing into the ecosystem. So they paused the XP rewards for listing and bidding because the community, I mean, it just created wash trading. It was nothing more than wash trading, and there's no beneficiary there. So in short, when I read the documents, it seems like what they're proposing is a different strategy, which I think is awesome. And it is the HODL mentality. And if that becomes a key component in the NFT ecosystem, then it becomes fun to just be here. Then it becomes fun to have NFTs in your portfolio as you're doing these other things and get the benefits of the NFT just by being a holder and not a trader. So finding some things that are interesting to get into for the long term. And I think that's where the value proposition is going to be for NFTs, is the long-term value, the substance behind what they are offering, the return on investment long-term. And these quick flip plays, they were fun for a minute, but the only people that benefit are the people that are conducting the orchestra, right? The casino. If you're a player in the casino, you're losing. And that's the unfortunate side of it. So it would be fun to be a winner just by holding assets. And I do think a lot of the collections have moved toward that. A bunch of the collections that are offering community, that's where this begins. So we will see this ecosystem continue to evolve. It is nice to see OpenSea coming forward and saying, yes, they are going to shift their stance, and they hear the community. It will be interesting to see how much of a stance they shift. Next up, here is the $3 million piece that was just sold. Kanbas, they are an art collective, and they have an absolutely spectacular digital gallery. If you have not been to the Kanbas website, not only do they have great selections, the curator has just chosen to the collection is curated perfectly. That is what I'm trying to say. It is what, in my opinion, digital art should look like when you scroll down a page. It's curated wonderfully. So it is nice to see them pick up this Sam Spratt one-of-one artwork from the Masquerade. $3 million. Holy moly. So that is good. Congratulations to the winner. Congratulations to the seller. This shift toward higher value, longer conviction plays. It's kind of this RWA idea back into NFTs. I think a lot of us bought the NFTs with the idea that there was this real world asset involved, and there wasn't. But the gears are shifting, and I think these digital NFT communities, they were at the forefront of breaking technology. They are at the forefront of technology because they are the inquisitive, entrepreneurial spirit type. They did not reach this cul-de-sac and decide, hey, we're going to stop maneuvering. It is a launching pad for the next thing. So I comment on this quite a bit. I think the individuals that are in this space are amongst the smartest people in any communities that I've had the opportunity to interact with. In the art world, in the design world, in the music world, in the software. This is a different breed. The crypto breed is different. It is magical, and it's just awesome to be here. So it's nice to see collectors finding true value in digital art. Crypto nerds are awesome. So that's where we're at on this. Next up, Ethereum. Its price. You know what? So when I wrote this up, it was doing really well. What are we looking at right now? So Ethereum. Man, 2670, down 20% on the month. Chainlink down 30% on the month. Stellar down 30%. Who's crushing down on the month? You know what? Let me just, because we're here, I'm just going to touch on this. And this is, I don't know. So Pepe, it's down 46% on the month. I don't know if it sees life again. Somebody was speaking about some upcoming investigations into a bunch of these meme coins that found huge success early on in this ecosystem. So the next couple of months are going to be interesting. I do not think this Libra token helped anything, very much like the SBF and FTX debacle. It did not help anything. It sets us back. The liquidation event that this thing created was massive, and we're going to get into that in a second. But Ethereum, I think Ethereum is still going to be a good play. Technicals are looking good. We are just seeing the market just eat everything alive at the moment. I think the big thing coming down the pike for Ethereum is the Pectra upgrade. And if Vitalik gets his way, higher gas fees. And all of a sudden, when we see all of the scams that are prevalent on some of these chains that have zero transaction costs, basically, are they more prevalent on these chains because of that? Is Ethereum a buffer for that? And the short answer is yes. Right? It's much more cost prohibitive to do something like that on Ethereum when you can do it on Solana. To throw Solana under the bus because things are happening at breakneck speed on that chain, that's exactly what we all wanted. Because bad actors have gotten involved, those are bad actors. It does not change Solana being the fastest chain on the planet. Just boom, right? So I do think Ethereum has a huge life moving forward. I mean, DeFi runs on it, so it will continue to do so. In Ethereum's quest for dominance, does it become transaction light? Does it do the fees? Does the GUI cost to do transactions on Ethereum go down enough to where it does appeal to other people? I don't think we can talk about chains being bad. Actors are bad. And I think we have to leave it at that. And while we're talking about this, not that this is breaking news, it's on the timeline. If you are on the abstract ecosystem and you visited, I did not visit the site. I think it's called Card something. You should go to your wallet and revoke privileges because it is a malicious actor and they are draining funds. So if you are in the abstract ecosystem and have an abstract wallet, just hop on X for the moment and do some research on that because that is just kind of coming across my desk. Now, Elon Musk, the Department of Government Efficiency, he is suggesting that the Fort Knox gold is missing. And there have been a bunch of requests put in to see we just want to do let's just count how many bars you have against how much you say you have. And apparently these requests to get in and do an audit have been not received well. They have fallen on deaf ears. So we are going to see a push to see what happens with the gold reserve. And just like anything that deals with gold, Michael Saylor jumped on board and said, Bitcoin solves this. Back in July, I think on the 31st of July, I just was kind of double clicking on all this stuff. And I wrote an article, you can find it on my X page, just about the mistake that the United States is making by not, in my opinion, flipping the gold for Bitcoin. Just straight up, no more gold reserve. Turn it all into Bitcoin. And then I just did a numbers game on the 4 reserves we have where gold is being stored, guarded, transported. It's not being transported anywhere. It just sits there. But the expenditure that goes into managing this gold pile that we can't even get in and verify it is this gold pile, the numbers are ridiculous. Ridiculous. And if you just turned all of that into Bitcoin over the next couple years, got rid of gold completely, lost that entire architecture of payments that are, in my opinion, not worth the price they're sitting on. I think the wiser investment would be Bitcoin. So seeing this stuff just play out is really interesting. And if we do see what Samson Mow calls the Omega candle, just this God candle for Bitcoin, where it shoots up and doesn't return, people will rethink this time that we had when Bitcoin is below $100,000. Will the new floor be $250,000? Will it be $500,000? It could be. Kathy Wood, she's a huge proponent of these prices going absolutely astronomical. It's going to, and again, I mentioned these black swan or these white swan events. Think of countries deciding their only refuge for defense is to start stockpiling Bitcoin because their country has no offerings as their they don't have rich minerals, they don't have anything to offer as a country. The only resource that they have is possibly electricity. Why not turn that into Bitcoin now and become a world player? And I think that's the idea people are looking at it for wealth as well. You have the opportunity to get involved with this and become a player. It just takes patience and time, and you need to hodl the stuff. Polymarket loves the idea that Elon Musk doesn't think there's gold in there. The betting, despite skepticism, with odds showing a 56% chance of an audit by April. So these requests for audits have just fallen on deaf ears. And I don't know how they do that. We're the government. It's time we see what's in there. No, you're not coming in. Not today. So this is going to come to a head sooner than we think. Next up, I was double clicking on some of these Jack Dorsey is Satoshi Nakamoto things, and there is a photo of him people, the conspiracy theories that are out here are just awesome. And you can double click on this stuff. This is a photo of Dorsey in his cyberpunk background involvement early in cryptic actions. These are a bunch of people that Dorsey was hanging out with, and his shirt, you have to, like, this is all just conspiracy stuff. And I think it's humorous, unless it isn't. Unless he is Satoshi. But that would be the amazing play, is that if he was Satoshi and he never let anybody know, I wonder if at some point analytics will let us figure it out. Think of the Satoshi wallet with the dormant Bitcoin, supposedly. It would be amazing to figure that out. Oh, and just on this really, really quickly. So one of the things that I was rabbit holing the other day was quantum computing. And I think the question we all ask is, well, is it going to crack the code for seed phrases? And is it going to make cryptography irrelevant? And I think all of the developers are also thinking of those things. So the fact that we're thinking of it isn't a big deal. What is interesting is if you think of quantum computing power, and if the hack is just a seed phrase, think of the bad actors that are nonstop working on cracking that Satoshi wallet with those dormant Bitcoin. The other thing these quantum computing guys were talking about is these burn addresses. Ethereum has a burn address, 000, blah, blah, blah. When you send anything there, it's gone forever, but it's still there. These quantum computing people are also trying to crack that wallet. So those two things are really interesting, and they're big prizes. People have decided to put a lot of their time, money, and knowledge into figuring out how to get at those two shiny apples. So those are going to continue to be driving forces as people try and leap up not only security in the space, but it's a seesaw. So just as people are trying to capture those things, the security guys on the other side are also using the same tools to fight against it. So we are going to see all this stuff play out in real time. It will be just awesome. Now, Trump token airdrop, did you receive it? Unless you have the Trump sneakers, you probably did not. And I think it was only $50. So a lot of people are pissed off that it wasn't a gold mine by buying those sneakers. Next up, JPMorgan Chase. These guys are singing Kumbaya. They want everybody to come back to work Monday through Friday. There will be no free dress Friday. None of that shit. No more long lunches Friday. Nothing. Monday through Friday, working. And people are not happy. We will see how Jamie's model works out. I think people are already saying you have gone back in time. At least entertain the idea of a hybrid model. What do you guys think about that? Is a company more productive if everybody is in the office? Now, take into consideration the costs associated with everybody getting to that office, the time lost sitting in traffic. Now, I think there's a great argument for having everybody go back to work when all of the cars are AI driven and you can get in a vehicle and the traffic is, none of that is a concern of you. You're a passenger in your vehicle going to your job. I could find productivity in that time. There's a bunch of things you can do. If you have to drive to work and deal with the stress and the added bullshit around all that stuff, and you might live 45 minutes away on a good day. On a shitty day with traffic, it might take you an hour and a half to get to work. And it might take an hour and a half to get home. So now that's 3 hours of your day just in a vehicle where you're unproductive to society, to everybody else. It's an evaporation of your time. It's interesting. I think the work in the office thing is gone, in my opinion. And I think Jamie Dimon is a relic. And yeah, I think it's ridiculous. And what we have to think on, I think it's interesting. So Trump has also initiated all government employees go back to work, but the numbers for the government employees that work for home are staggering. And I might double click on that in my Substack tomorrow, but the number of government employees that never, ever have gone to the office since COVID is just absurd. And that work has suffered. So again, Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency are going to be double clicking on all this shit coming up in the near future. But in the short term, if you look at it on a cost basis, working from home is brilliant. And COVID started that. Whether it started it or propelled it into our nomenclature, it's here. And to go back on that, I don't think it's going to work. And when we think about that future forward, what do they do with all of the commercial real estate when that loses value? And if this workforce thing happens, as the metaverse improves, as technology improves, it's not going to be more efficient for you to go sit in the office. It's ridiculous. For instance, people used to have 1 hour meetings. That's absurd. People are doing 15-minute meetings now. You get on the phone, you get through your shit, and you go on. So these inefficiencies are coming to light. And if we see these if we see the efficiencies start to come from top down, meaning the government, through Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency, if we see those efficiencies make it into the government frame of mind and workforce, then it will really trickle down. We just have to wait and see if it happens. And the other thing about waiting to see if things happen, one of the things I think that's interesting about being in the tech space, the crypto space, this space that's continually evolving, is when you get here, your excitement for being here, your wonder at what's happening, all of these things, it's amazing. And it propels you to get involved. You have to temper that with, there's not a lot of us. And because we're super excited about this space doesn't mean most people are going to be. And I often have to remind myself that because I love this space and I'm passionate about it, doesn't mean most people give a fuck. So I believe in what we're doing, where we're going, but let's just pace ourselves and just put in work and build at a nice, slow pace. That is what I think. So next up, we are going to look at Ben Chow. He is the Meteora co-founder. He resigned amid the Libra meme coin controversy. We're going to get into some of the video because it is awesome. The coin's value collapsed after initial presidential endorsements were withdrawn. I talked about this, and I'm just floating boats out in the river. If they fix this shit and Malay decides I am back involved, like that's a fucking interesting story. And I'm just thinking about that on the fly. What else do we have here? Allegations of insider trading. We're gonna let you guys decide. Chow claims he does not know anything about insider trading. I disagree. Meteora, they are going to conduct an independent investigation. That is what they are telling us. So we are going to pull up this video. Let me see. Because, just give me one sec. I need to. bear with me. I apologize. Turn that off. Okay, so the numbers. I'm going to go to minute about 2:52 for our first little clip here. Okay.
Holy shit. Really?
Well, I don't know, Ben. Like, I honestly don't even know what to say. From my understanding, also,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: what do you know? Facts on the ground is that your co-founder, was given token to Melania before the launch.
Hayden was taking care of, but I believe, Ben, you knew this because you actually gave a lot of the instructions. From Hayden's point of view, he many times would get on a call with you or a text you, and he'd say, "Oh, Ben said this, Ben said that."
I can't believe I just did that. Okay.
Oh, Ben, like, I honestly don't even know what to say. From my understanding, also,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this: what do you know? Facts on the ground is that he.
Okay, so I'm going to pause it there. So this is literally the first instance where Ben realizes, okay, somebody with blockchain knowledge is calling me with concern about shenanigans. Okay, now I'm going to, and you guys should watch this video. I'm going to go to, let's see, 6:58 is the next clip I want to pull up. So let's see.
Meteora, I guess, through him or whatever, there's some kind of cut. I don't know. A 1% cut. Things that, a cut with you, sort of, for bringing projects to Meteora, something like that.
What? No, man, that's not true at all. What?
Like a 1% from things that get listed on Meteora, I guess, through him or whatever. There's some kind of cut. I don't know. A 1% cut.
Okay, so pure denial of. Okay, listen.
What?
Like token,
Wait, 1% cut?
1% token cut, like that belongs to Kelsier.
Okay, sure. Okay, fine.
Okay, so he went from what to okay, sure, fine. There is a 1%, like just like that. There is a 1% cut. Now we are going to go to 1240. Okay, let's see. Okay.
Sorry, but like
actually no. Please tell me because actually I don't know this.
Like I'm sitting down and I'm seeing, and everyone's got their phone. Everyone knows the contract address. Like Gideon, Hayden, Dr. Tom. Everyone's sitting at the table, and they're all with their phones. They all have snipe bots ready. They all have all the CA.
They're all sniping it. It's them sniping.
But Ben, it's not only them. There is even. I'm 100% sure that it's also Jake involved. Everyone's involved. I'm sure the influencers involved. Look.
Fuck me. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And like there are people that bypass them, like they do it faster than them, and it's like, look, the whole thing just looks rotten to the very core. Like I don't have words to express. Like I looked at it, I asked my co-founder.
Okay, so Ben's realizing like he's completely fucked, right? So we're gonna go to 1440.
The way it was done was rotten to the core. Right there and then, Hayden couldn't bullshit anymore because there and then I knew that he had 100% control over the entire thing. It was him responsible. He had exclusivity. Before he could tell me, yeah, we are playing with our 1% commission. Now this was just the cherry on top. I told Vlad, cut the shit. I wrote Hayden, very rough message. I wrote Dr. Tom, very rough message. And then first thing I did is I contacted everybody that was around that had anything to do with this. I said that we don't want to have any part of this. This is not us. This is not the way we do things. As soon as I found out about this, I wrote Hayden, and Hayden maybe got offended. I don't care that people get offended. This is definitely not cool.
Okay, now we're going to go to 1650.
Sick, man. Holy shit. I feel really, really fucking sick. Oh my god.
This is like Doc One or what's his name type of money. I mean,
this is SBF level, man.
When somebody says then, when he's cornered, oh, we're gonna buy back the token because we believe in this project. I mean, what the hell?
Fuck.
Like, who comes up with this? I don't know. And been like, honestly, like, I want to bring this forward because I want this to be in the light and for everyone to deal around, with this problem. I frankly don't know. I'm lost for words. I don't even know what to do in such a situation. It feels to me like there was somebody tolerating it internally because a lot of things were going on and a lot of things were getting listed and whitelisted very, very quickly. I don't know, but...
I feel so sick, man. I feel so sick.
Okay, so he feels sick. Now I'm going to go to 1855. This is to me the admission of guilt. This clip right here.
Look, from
Okay. That clip right there is it. He's lighting up a cigarette. He just exhaled. And he's like, I'm in a lot of trouble. That's the moment. That moment right there. I'm even going to go back just a little bit before. So let's see. It doesn't want to let me go back. What if it does let me go back? We will hear it. But at 1855 in this video, after this lengthy conversation exposing all of these actions, and one of the things that I also have pointed out that we did not listen to is supposedly in this entire scheme, Hayden said, listen, we are going to do things this way because I have enough dirt on Ben where he's not going to be able to play his cards ever. So it seems like that's what happened. Ben sat down at a poker table with the intent to defraud. And it sounds like these guys this is big. The amount of money that these guys extracted from the ecosystem is enormous. So this story is just getting started, and it is going to be a popcorn muncher. Next up, KernelDAO. These guys are interesting, and what I love about this, I'm not even going to just double click on all this stuff, but they have figured out other ways to stake and restake your stake stuff. Anytime you can stake stuff, I think it's great. If you can restake stuff that is already staked, that's even better. And if you can find a protocol that will let you stake stuff that has been restaked previously on other protocols, you are a restaking genius. And that is what KernelDAO seems to be bringing to the table. If you are a restaker, they are offering solutions for all of your fantasies. Next up, Argent. This is a NFT degen wallet for people on the Ethereum blockchain. I am not going to double click on this more. I did a write-up on this in my Substack because I think the tech is interesting. No more than that, just things that I find interesting, I try and bring to the table. If you guys are still craving crypto clarity, jump in the Critters Quest Discord, tune into the show daily. And also, I changed up my Substack. It is now called the Quest AM Edition. If you can't make the show, a lot of the topics we discuss will be put out in a morning Substack. That link is in my bio. Warning, Critters Quest may cause hodling.
Down the rabbit hole we go, creatures gotta feel the flow. Riding rhythms here to stay, on the quest but let it stray. Power up, hearts can dance, on Solana take a chance. Get on your quest, 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 the Critters Quest, quest, quest. Strategize, make the best on Solana's quest. Guided by the moon's own light, attack and defense we hold. Treasure secret sails untold. In a world in this decay, serpents wave our hidden ways. Get on your quest, 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 the Critters Quest, quest, quest. Strategize, make the best on Solana's quest. Power spinning your soul, feel the rhythm, make it whole. Dance along while the spread Solana's power. Quest there. Get on your quest, 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 the Critters Quest, quest, quest. Strategize, make the best on Solana's quest.